Hi, Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've not been here before, or if you have been here before but you've not subscribed, I invite you to click the subscribe button. Then you'll know whenever anything new comes out from Scrappy Horses on YouTube. Today I want to share with you how I made this llama card. And it's sort of a theme to go to someone who might be going on vacation. And so it's going on holiday, I'll pack a suitcase. Pretty funny, huh? Yeah, my dad is very much into puns. So therefore, I thought, maybe he'll enjoy this card because he's going to be going on a train trip soon. So anyway, back to the card itself. This card is built on a foundation. It's a print and cut, and then it has a couple of different elements that are three-dimensional. This cactus right here will be three-dimensional, and the llama will be three-dimensional. This piece is going inside the card, and you'll see how that works later. All right, so let's move on. We're going to need these different pieces that I've already talked about, as well as this cactus was printed and cut from Feel the Music Work and Play 8. Actually, this cactus was from Feel the Music Work and Play 8. This plaid cactus is from Winnie Wednesday Halloween. This scarf piece I cut out of this star paper, and I just glued that on top of my llama. There are a couple of different ways, or I can share a couple of different ways I can think of to do that. One is when you upload. Okay, so let's just do that real quickly. If you click upload and you go to upload image, what you would do is you would drag in the picture of the llama. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. For my example, I'm just going to pull in a digi that's free off the internet. Okay, so what I've done is I've pulled off this little guy right here. Okay, now I'm going to pull him on here, and let's say I want to print this little guy, or I want to cut this little guy, but I don't like those horns on him. So what I can do is I can go ahead and upload him complex, or any other way you like to do it. It doesn't matter. Right now I'm just clicking the little arrow to get rid of the outsides. Okay, so now only this part prints and cuts, but I still want to get rid of those little horns on him. Let's say I don't like those. So I zoom in here, I come over here, and I select the eraser. See the little eraser over here? Then I come in and I can make it as big as I like. I can just click, and I'm just clicking with my mouse is what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to come in and click, 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 and just keep clicking until it's all gone. All right. Of course, I did have to pick one that goes inside like that, didn't I? But do you see how I got rid of that? And so now he no longer has horns. Then I can hit preview, and I can see exactly what it's going to cut now, and see the horns are gone. Hide the preview, continue, and now I can just put something like monster without horns. I'm just typing that on my keyboard. Then I can, I'm going to Command C, Command V. Okay, so I can put monster without horns. Then I can just put monster. There's a heart here. These are just tags so that I can find it later. And then I hit save. And then there he is. So now I can bring him in without the horns. So that's one way to do it. So I brought in this alpaca. I just erased all of this and that gave me just that scarf. Here's a second way you could do that. You could just cut the llama twice out of cardstock, print and cut. Just print them and cut them twice, and just cut it away with your scissors once the llama has been cut out. So there's two different ways for you to get your scarf. All right, let's move on. Oh, first I'll tell you the way I did it. I went ahead and brought it in by cutting it over when I brought it in. Then I turned it into a cut design, and I then filled it with my star paper. And I'll show you how to do that when we get there. All right, so let's move on. The first thing you want to do is bring in this piece right here. And this is called a score line. And this is going to be important on this project because this is one big card. This is a rectangle, 8.5 by 5.5. That's going to create our finished card base, which will end up being 5.5 by 4.25. So we want to bring in this score line so we know where that card is going to fold when we're finished. So the way to do that is you come over to Shapes, and you're using your mouse, you're going to click, bring in score line. Your score line is going to be up here. So if you're ever working down like in the 14, 15 or lower, or I should say higher range, but lower on your screen, then you're going to have to scroll up to find it usually. Okay, you're going to bring it into place. Okay, let's just get rid of this one for a minute. You're going to bring it into place, line it up. Okay, all right, and then you're going to select both the card base and your score line. You're going to come up here to the top with your mouse, left click align. You're going to center it horizontally. You're going to center it vertically. Now you know where this is going to fold. Okay? Don't attach it yet. All right? Don't attach it because we're going to be putting things on that we want to print and cut. If you attach this, and then, well, I'll just show you. All right, so let's select both. Let's attach it. Good. Now, I know that the next thing I want to bring in is this plain green. All right, so I've got my green rectangle here, and all I did here is I brought in a shape, square shape. Again, it's going to bring it in up here. I'm going to bring it down. Okay, I'm going to make it the size I want it. I know I want it this shade of green, so I come up here to where it says cut, and I pick the green, and since I've already used the green, it's already there. First, I need to select this rectangle, click the green, and now I have it. So there, it's going to go right there. Now, I want to go ahead and I want to flatten this, but see, it will not flatten since I have already attached this. That is why you can't attach before, okay? So I'll detach that, but leave it there so we know where it is. Move this back to the front. There we go. Now the next piece I want, I can get rid of this. I'm going to delete that. The next piece I want to bring in is this piece, and this is the piece that's going to go on top of this. Okay, see how it goes on top? And I want to do a pattern fill here. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to come up and say print. Hit the square next to print because I don't want it to be a color. I want it to be a pattern. And then I can select from the different patterns that I have in. Okay. Now, I know that this is, I can filter, look through filter. I know this is a multicolored one. And I know it's also my patterns. And now I can find it a little more quickly. So now I click it once I find it, and I'm doing that with my mouse, and there it is. All right. Now, if I want that pattern bigger or smaller, I can edit the pattern here. So I click Edit Pattern, and I can make it bigger, or I can make it smaller. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can get it back to where it was approximately. That's fine. Then I hit X. Now I can bring that and bring it in to where I had it before. There we go. I want my font on, or my text, and all I did here is I went to text. I typed in on my keyboard, going on holiday. Okay. Oh, I didn't capitalize that, so let me just change that. Okay, I can make it smaller right here with the arrows, bring it down. I know I wanted it in Ashland's, so I come up here. Let me show you that again. I click on this. I go up here. It says Font, Style, Font Sizes. Go to Ashland's. They're alphabetical. There's a lot of different Ashland's alphabets. I believe I used probably this one, Ashland's Alphabet Block. And this is Ashland's Alphabet Skinny. So let's hit Block. There it is. All right. And then I can just simply change the size of it to how big I want it. Okay. So then we're going to turn it. And so all I have to do here is just hit 270 degrees. I want to rotate this. Select just the text and just bring it in. Now I want to make sure that it's not going over this fold. I want to make sure that it's sitting there. So I'm going to pull this over, and this down here. I'm going to see how big can I make this and still let it fit here. Okay, good. Now, everything except this cactus is on here that I want, all right? So here's my cactus. Again, all I'm going to have to do is say that I want that to have a print in it. But first off, I have two. So I click it on my keyboard, Command Copy, which is Command C, Command V, which is Command Print, Command V as in Victor, and I size them up to where I want them. Okay, the smaller one goes in the background, and he has the star print. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna hit Print. I want pattern. I want the stars. And I can make, again, I can edit that pattern all I want. And I just stick it in there like so. Now, here's the part now where you're going to have to remove this line, or just be very cautious and careful. Select all of this, but don't let it go over this part. Don't let it go over this line when you select. Flatten it. You'll see that. See how it's no longer there? Because it didn't flatten that part. It's not going to print that onto your card. But all of this is going to print as one piece. Now, move this entire piece to the back. There's your card. There's your fold line. All right. Now, just select here And now you can come down to the bottom where it says attach. Boom. Now your score line is attached. So now this is all print and cut as one piece, and this is attached. Okay, so we can get rid of this piece now. Now, here's your other cactus. That's going to go on top right there. And again, you're just going to go in, you're going to select this plaid just like we selected this piece, just like we selected the star for the cactus. Okay, same process. You're going to bring in this llama, bring him to the front. He's going to sit right on top there. All right. Now your inside piece, okay? Your inside piece is just a rectangle. Again, pull in a shape. Here's your square. You pull it in. You size it to the size you like. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I chose 3.75 by 5, and this is going to be an inside liner for the inside of my card. This piece is just going to go along the top. Now, you can use this, you can use washi tape, you can use some scrap paper that will match the front of your card in green or blue or brown or whatever color you like. It doesn't matter, but I just like to put a little something up there to give it some color. So again, I'm not going to repeat this, but you're going to type in your sentiment. You're going to choose Ashlyn's alphabet block. You're just going to lay it on here. It doesn't matter where you put it. Then you're going to select it all. I'll do that again. Select it all. Come up here to the top, align, center horizontally, center vertically, and that gives you room then to put this on the top, and it gives you room to sign it below. If you want more room to write below, you can always just take your sentiment, left click it with your mouse, go to your keyboard, and just hit your up arrow and just bump it up a couple of times, and that'll give you more room to write. All right, we're going to select it all. Okay, we've selected it all, and now we are going to come down here. We're going to flatten. That is now a print and cut. So now you have all the pieces that you need here. Now remember, you're going to need to go ahead and command copy, command print him, because you're going to need 2 of him, so you've got a scarf. Unless you just brought in this scarf when you imported. If you imported the llama and just the scarf, then you don't need 2 llamas. All right, so then you're just simply going to hit make it. So here we are, the first page. You're going to print and cut. It's going to go ahead and put your score line in, but it's not going to print it. It's just going to put a score line in, and it's going to print Going on Holiday and your cactus and all of this. And then it's going to cut your card out to the exact dimensions. The second page is going to cut your llama and your page with your sentiment on it and your cactus. If you just imported your scarf as a cut only, then it will come up and then you can just cut it on any type of paper you like, any color paper. So now on to assembling all of these pieces. So now we have all of our pieces cut and printed. Here is the card base, and you can see it's all printed as one piece. I have my little scarf pieces, and I have one as the regular, and then I have one that I cut in stars, and I have my Copic colored llama, the little star cactus, and my card insert. And this piece is going to go on the top of my card insert. I'll begin by using a little bit of green ink to just go around the llama scarf here. Just sort of cover the white edges and give it a more finished look, as well as the little piece that I'm going to put on my card insert. I just cut that away from a piece that I had printed before. Again, that's from Polka Doodles, and I believe the star was from Share the Music. So I've got that all done now and put with my inside liner. I'm going to use a Copic multi-liner. Now this is a pen that has pigment ink. I used a 0.3. I'm going to use it to sketch in the lines of the scarf. Now I'm using the little scarf above as a demo for where I'm going to put the lines. I'm no artist, but there are only just a few lines to sketch in, so I'm sure I can get that done. I'm going back to my green ink and sponge, and I'm just sponging around that little plaid cactus. Again, that plaid paper was from Polka Doodles Winnie Wednesday. Now, I have to tell you, that's a Halloween one, and it is so fun. Those Winnie digis are adorable. So if you're ever interested in doing some Halloween, I highly recommend it. Again, Polka Doodles Winnie Wednesday. Okay, I'm cleaning off my glass plate here and moving on, bringing back in the card itself, the card base, and I'm just sort of figuring out where I want to put that cactus and the little llama, and I'm using my llama as an alpaca. And now I'm going to see how that little scarf is going to look on him. It looks pretty dapper. I pulled my Zig two-way glue, and I use that when I want to glue something that's sort of small. When you use it and you want the glue to stay permanently, you want to get it laid down pretty quickly. Now I'm just bringing in some cereal box. I use cereal boxes for everything because I eat a lot of cereal over here. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up that cereal box and I'm going to use it to make my cactus and my llama three-dimensional. So I'll just simply cut it into strips that will fit those pieces and use it that way. And again, that's a little money-saving tip for you. I used one layer of cereal box for my cactus, and I centered that right down the center of the cactus. I used my ATG tape runner, and then I also brought in a little bit of fabric tack over that. The fabric tack gives me a little bit of wiggle room when I place it on the card in case I don't get it placed exactly where I want it. Now with my llama, I believe I placed 3 layers of cereal box on that. I cut it into strips and this glued it on layer by layer. Now you'll notice that I'm going to cut this in half now, and I'm only going to place it on the back left-hand side of my llama. I did that because the right side of my llama, which when I turn it over will be the other side. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about right here. I'm placing it clear to the left because the other part's going to be on top of the cactus that is already three-dimensional that I haven't placed on there yet. So that way that when I place it down on the card the appropriate way, the left side of the llama will sit on top of the 3D cactus. There I am trying it with just 2 layers, and I decided I want one more layer of cereal box there just to make it pop, really pop it up off that cactus. Now it's time to work on that insert. I'm just simply taking a little bit of the star paper. I've already inked around it, but I'm inking around it again a little bit once I placed it onto the insert. And I'm just taping it onto the inside of the card. I remembered as I was finishing this up that I had enamel dots that would match this card perfectly. So why not add a little bling? So here's my card all finished and ready to send off to my dad before his big train trip. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel and click the like button. Have a great day, and I'll be back with you soon.